Recent diplomatic tensions between India and Nepal have reignited over the Lippu Lake Pass, a flashpoint rooted in a 200-year-old colonial treaty. The latest escalation follows an agreement between India and China to reopen its border trade through this pass, a point located 56 kilometers inside Nepal's western frontier at Limpiadhura. This move, announced during Chinese Foreign Minister Wang Yi's recent visit to India, has prompted immediate objection from Kathmandu. The dispute, far from being a simple boundary issue, is a complex geopolitical mess where conflicting maps, shifting strategic alliances, and the potent force of nationalism collide. As India and China vie for influence in this region, this sliver of land has become a critical fault line in the delicate power balance of South Asia. The genesis of the conflict can be traced back to the Treaty of Sugauli of 1816, a document that sought to end the Anglo-Nepalese War. In it, the British East India Company and the Kingdom of Nepal agreed that the Kali River would demarcate Nepal's western boundary. However, the treaty's critical flaw was its failure to specify exactly where the river's source was. This created a vacuum of ambiguity. Nepal, citing British maps from the early 19th century, argues that the Kali River originates at Limpiadhura, a point northwest of the Lippu Lake Pass, placing Kalapani and its surrounding areas firmly within Nepal's territory. India, on the other hand, maintains that the river's source is at Pankhgadi, a spring south of Kalapani, thereby positioning this disputed territory within India's borders. India also points to later maps from the later 19th century, which it claims are more scientifically accurate, showing that this area as part of British India. This historical and cartographic tug-of-war has remained the legal and historical bedrock of the current dispute. For decades, the dispute remained dormant, a quiet disagreement between two friendly nations. However, its character began to shift dramatically after the 1962 Sino-Indian War. Seeking to secure its northern border against a potential Chinese threat, India established a continuous administrative and military presence in the region, stationing its Indo-Tibetan Border Police or the ITBP in this region. This on-the-ground reality of India's control, maintained over 6 decades now, became a powerful argument for its claim. The Lippu Lake Pass holds immense strategic value as well. Situated at a tri-junction, it's a critical vantage point for monitoring Chinese troop movements and a vital trade route between India and China. It also serves as the shortest and most direct route for Hindu pilgrims undertaking the sacred Kailash Mansarovar Yatra. The economic and religious significance of the pass thus adds another layer of complexity, intertwining strategic security with cultural and religious priorities. Now, in recent years, the dispute has seen several key escalations. In 2015, a trade agreement between India and China, similar to now, designating Lippu Lake as a trade route, triggered the first major Nepalese protest. The tension reached its peak in 2020 when India inaugurated an 80-kilometer road connecting Dharchula to Lippu Lake. This unilateral act prompted a furious response from Nepal, which not only lodged a formal protest, but also, in a historic move, amended its constitution to incorporate these disputed territories into its official map. This legislative act elevated this boundary issue from a diplomatic concern to a matter of national identity and sovereignty for Nepal, reflecting a powerful wave of territorial nationalism in the country. The dispute is not merely bilateral. It is part of a deep, complex web of Sino-Indian relations as well. China, with its expansionist ambitions, benefits from the diplomatic leverage it gains from Nepal's grievances. Increasing infrastructure investment and diplomatic presence in Nepal, often through its BRI or the Belt and Road Initiative, China has tried to give Kathmandu a powerful alternative to its traditional reliance on New Delhi. This dynamic has emboldened Nepal to take a more assertive stance, using China as a counterbalance to India. Domestically, this dispute has become a potent tool for Nepalese politicians. Current Prime Minister KP Sharma Oli, in particular, used this issue to consolidate political support amidst internal challenges, a strategy reminiscent of King Mahendra's use of China to balance India in the 1960s. The broad cross-party consensus on the constitutional amendment in Nepal demonstrates the depth of public sentiment and the political cost of any perceived compromise. For India, the challenge is to manage this escalating nationalism while safeguarding its strategic interests in a region where China is rapidly expanding its footprint. The Lipulekh-Kalapani dispute is a stark reminder that unresolved history can ignite modern geopolitical fires. Resolution demands both India and Nepal to move beyond legalistic claims to a pragmatic dialogue. For India, this means balancing security with Nepal's concerns. For Nepal, this means pursuing diplomacy over unilateral confrontation. The path forward requires renewed boundary talks and strategic cooperation. That is all from us today. This is Garima and you are watching The Asian Chronicles.